Whoa, what's down? It's Blake, Blizzy Robinson, owner of the Loyalty Club, professional drummer, you know, God-fearing man.
Where you from?
From the West Bank, West Side, Marrero, Harvey. That's where I grew up at.
So let's bring it back. So tell everybody, when did you first started drumming? Or tell us when the first time you actually received your first drum set.
I first started drumming when I was like, I would say 2 years old, 2 or 3 years old, maybe 4. So that's my first memory. I used to just grab the pots and pans out of my mama pantry or whatever and just bang on it. And she knew she kind of discovered that I had like a little rhythm. So every Sunday or every Wednesday, whenever we go to church, she'd just sit me next to the musicians. And then I just picked it up like that. I ain't never take no lessons or nothing. I just picked it up like.
Cause you learned it in church?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a God-given, gift.
So how old were you when you first started to actually play drums in church?
Probably like 6. But I never really played like consistently because they always had like growing up in church back in the day in the 90s, you had it was like a waiting list to play instruments. So you have like 4 or 5 drummers in front of you, and they always older than me, so I never really got to play that much when I was young. So I actually really just started playing like consistently at church probably like the last 5 years, 6, 7 years probably. But up until then, I was just play when somebody would miss because we always had drummers ahead of me.
Okay.
Even though it was my dad's church, but I still had to wait my turn. It wasn't like, oh, this your dad's church, you get to skip everybody. It was like, no, you gotta wait your turn. But it's not I don't feel like it's like that today in church because I don't feel like a lot of young kids go to church. That's why we have like a shortage of musicians in church, which sucks. But yeah, that's a whole nother topic.
All right. So, how long have you been one professional drummer?
I would say since 2011 or 12, I want to say, when I got with GEazy. Yeah, that's when I didn't even know what a professional drummer was at first because I just played for fun. And then G took me on the road. I'm like, damn, you could really get this, you can get this, you can get this endorsement, you could do this, you could travel, you could actually make money doing this. Like, he really opened my eyes. And then once he did that, once I see something, I'm gonna just focus in on it. I'm gonna just go hard with it. Like, all it takes is for me to see it and see how it's running, or then I'm gonna do my thing with it.
So, how did you actually meet GEazy?
I met GEazy actually through the clothes when we had a brand called Sloppy Seconds back in the day, and they used to sell it at Traffic Boutique. And he seen the shirt that we had in there and was like, man, what brand this is? So the dude that owned the store told me that GEazy came in there looking, and he seen the shirt. It was like he was trying to see if he can get one or whatever. So I hit him up. He had made a post like, I'm going on tour, and their local brands want to give me clothes, blah, blah, blah. So I just hit him up like, man, I got some stuff for you. And that's how we built the relationship. And then we was just cool from that. And then he had a drummer before me, but he ended up quitting and moving back to, because they was all in college at this time. He ended up moving back to his hometown or whatever. And then they was looking for drummers. So I was like, man, you know I play drums, right? And then I just go over there and just play on the little set during their practice time. And then they had auditioned a whole bunch of other drummers. And then it was just like, man, you got it, dog, because we ain't finding the person we need. And then he was like, yeah, you could do it, dog. You the best one we done seen, because we tired of doing auditions and all that.
How does it feel being from Louisiana and just traveling around the world and just drumming and just seeing different sights and different things like that?
It feel good because it take you out your bubble, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I got to see a lot of stuff and have a lot of experiences early. I feel like that opened up my mind to being accepting of all different type of people. Cause in New Orleans, I'm mostly around black people. When I go with G, it's all white people. So I had to learn how to deal with both sides type thing. Cause it's like if you only have experience with this certain type of people, you ain't gonna know how to move around when you get around this crowd of people. So I feel like that's the thing I learned the most from being with G is how to maneuver in different situations and still be myself. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, not change who I am, but you know, you just gotta know how to move around certain different type of people. I can't come in with the New Orleans slang. I gotta switch up my lingo sometimes because they're not gonna understand how we talk in New Orleans when I'm on the road and with this type of person and that type of person. So, you know, you just gotta know how to maneuver.
And speaking of like, you know, for like Hurricane Katrina, like most people didn't actually have a clue what the hell New Orleans people were saying.
Right. For real.
Like, huh?
For real, boy. Yeah, that's facts.
But it's like also when you travel on like up north, you know, people don't understand what you're saying. Like, why you talking so fast?
Right.
And like most people think New Orleans people are like Jamaican or like Caribbean or something like that. Right.
Yeah, not only you feel like my New Orleans accent that strong, it's just, I don't know. They got, yeah, I don't think mine's that strong, but when I go out of town, they be like, damn, you talk crazy. I be like, damn, for real? And then, yeah, okay. That's how it be.
So, actually, I'm like, what year did you come up with, the name with the Loyalty Club? And like, how did you come up with it? And also tell us, why did you come up with it?
So, like I said, we had the brand called Sloppy Seconds. Like, this was like high school, all up until like the first 1 year of college that I did do. And we had that, and then we just felt like we outgrew the name, and then all of us started going different ways in our life because I had two other partners, Burger and Kaz. Kaz had moved to Atlanta. Burger was, he picked like a different type of lifestyle than us. Like, he got his life together. Like, we was just out here still doing our thing, but he went and got married, you know, have kids. He picked the right lifestyle, you know what I'm saying? So I just feel like we all just kind of like was going different ways, so that kind of died down. And with the name, people thought it was childish. Like, I'm not wearing nothing to see no Sloppy Seconds. So I'm like, dang, we can't really build nothing with this name, you know what I'm saying? So one day, but we always stood on loyalty because, like, we still all friends to this day. And loyalty was always like a big thing in our crew. So I'm like, dang, I let the Sloppy Seconds die down. Then I just came up with the Loyalty Club. And that's when Jared came about, like a few years. I used to beg that nigga. Cause Jared was always around, even when we had Sloppy Seconds. He would just always buy shirts from us. Like, this one we was painting them and everything. And I would always ask this nigga, man, I need your help, son. Cause when we used to always take like trips to Miami and trips to everywhere. And Jared would have that junk like, he'll have an itinerary for everybody. And me, I ain't the type of person that's about to do all that. I'm gonna get up and go type of person, you know what I'm saying? But Jared
have too much organized.
Yeah, I don't like doing all that paperwork and type stuff. But Jared, he had that junk organized. This what we doing at this time. We going to breakfast at this time. This the hotel we staying at. This the cup. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, dang, this is the type of person I need because this stuff I don't like doing type junk. And he really agreed at it. So that was around what? 2013, 14, and then I would say 2015 when we got the logo. That's when they kind of like all came together.
So like, you know, I'm like the Loyalty Club for us right now, as you can see. Mm-hmm. What can you say has been your greatest? Your greatest accomplishment as one fashion designer.
Dang, that's a hard question. I don't know, cause I feel like we steady. Like when you in it, I feel like you ain't really paying attention. Like it's like you really gotta take. It's not until I go back and look at the pictures and all the stuff I did or we did, and I be like, dang, we really did this, we did this, we did this. But it's like once you in it, you ain't really paying attention. You just kind of like focus on getting bigger and getting better and making sure you get your drops on time. But like, I would say the puff jacket, the multicolored puff jacket. I feel like we got that on a couple people like Alvin Kamara, No Cap. That was a good little moment. Wale had some stuff on back in the day. The Letterman jacket. That was a good moment. Now I always gotta say our All-Star Weekend pop up. When that was 2000. When that last All-Star was 2017. I want to say. That's what made us realize we needed a store. That pop up was fire. I mean, we got a lot of nice little moments.
Okay. Hey, so being a fashion designer, what do you think has been your like greatest and like hardest task? Like,
getting stuff in, keeping stuff stocked in the store. Like that's what that's the hardest thing, cause like we got so much different things going on, and it's like if we take our focus off, like say we was doing music, and then when we was doing music, we was going hard with the music. We was seeing progress, but the clothes was lagging. We wasn't dropping as much stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because we was focused on music stuff. So it's really just, I don't know, trying to keep everything balanced and make sure we got this stuff in production, making sure we meet the dates that we trying to meet, and yeah. I answered the question? That was the question, huh? Yeah.
So, opening, actually, like up one flagship store, you know, it like most like fashion designers, like rather have on website or just on hand. Like, do you feel like it's hard to like, you know, have that overhead and just hire people and just always stay open and be consistent?
Yeah, it's hard because it's hard to find good people, period, to do anything. And especially when you running a business and you young and you black and you in a predominantly white area of the city and you trying to run a store. And I don't know, it's just hard because you gotta trust people that's gonna come in here and not like ruin your reputation on a block type junk. Cause like I can't hire a person and they come in here and they want to use this at the trap house. You see what I'm saying? Like it's a place of business. Like you can't be coming in here selling your weed and selling this and selling that. Like this a place of business, and it's hard to trust people because everybody got a side hustle and they want. No.
Everybody have on their motives.
Right. And it's like, no, like I gotta keep this clean because my mama pull up here, my daddy pull up here.
They be like, what are you doing?
Right, like what's going on out here? Niggas outside smoking weed, doing this and doing that. No, my nigga, this a place of business. Do that on your own time. Like we run a professional business at the Loyalty Club.
Facts. Okay, so like, you know, tell us, what's next for y'all?
What's next?
For, you know, the Loyalty Club.
Really, we about to start doing pop-up shops again because we was doing like a lot of pop-up shops before the pandemic. So we about to start doing that, and pretty much still focused on the music with our artists. It's pretty much just trying to expand, get bigger, man. To be honest with you, trying to get bigger, trying to get more notoriety, get our name out there more, get our faces out there more, and you know, steady, being consistent, really, being more consistent. That's what's next. We're gonna keep our foot on niggas next this year.
Okay. So tell us what's next for Blizzy, the professional drummer. Do you plan on having, you know, drumming classes for, you know, if like the youth, bringing them to church? You know what's next?
Every summer I do drum lessons at my church for the summer camp. That's one way I like to give back and train like the next generation of drummers. So I do that for the summer camp. So if you kids want to come get drum lessons, you know, pull up to 3034 Andover Street, New Orleans, Louisiana. Summer camp start on June 13th or 14th, one of them days. So I'm gonna probably be there. I'm gonna be there doing something, drum lessons. So I think it's gonna be on Tuesday and Wednesdays. But other than that, I know still on the road with G. I think we got some stuff coming up in August. I'm probably gonna be in Europe that whole month, and you know, you can catch me drumming every Sunday at my church, Marine and Mama Ryan Community Church. My dog Darren Ogden pulled up on me a couple times, you know. So I'm there every Sunday 9 a.m. If you wanna come through, check us out.
So, last but not least, tell everyone, what can they find you at on social media and just everywhere?
You can find me at Blizzy LC. That's Blizzy LC. That's my personal page. You can find a brand page at the Loyalty Club. You can find a music page at Loyalty Club Sound. And yeah, that's where I'm at. Come check me out. Shoot a nigga a DM or something.
All right, we done.